Namaste. Welcome to Sunny Sanctuary. Oh, I'd like to relieve some stress today, so let's just free flow. Come to the top of your mat. Bring your heels together, your legs together, and let's come open into mountain pose. Deep inhale. Let this exhale come right out your mouth. We're gonna do another one. Just let it sigh all the way out. Make your getting into mountain pose just exaggerated. I hope that was a wonderful exhale for everyone, getting us fired up. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna face you to make it easier. I'm still in mountain pose. I'm gonna go ahead and sweep my arms up. Bring my shoulders down. Take a nice breath. As we're doing this, keep your hands where they are. Step your feet a little to hip distance apart. You got it. Yogi toes going. We're nice and steady in our posture. You'll know if you rock back and forth. Shoulders down, take your right hand, wrap it around your left wrist, extend up and just bend over to the right. You're gonna look like a C shape. This will be nice extension. I'm not pulling. I am trying to make sure that my bicep and tricep are by my ear. In this pose, go as comfortable as your back allows. If it ends up being up here or even up here, if you end up here, you're getting some benefit. Those of you, please come up, back out of the posture. Let your left hand go. Proceed to take your left hand, wrap it around your right wrist. We're going the left direction in a nice C shape. Go as far as your body will allow you to go. My lower half has not moved. It's really about getting, sorry, I felt a little, It's about getting some stress and frustration out of my body. One more breath. As you breathe in, come back up. Let your right hand go. Float your hands down nice and softly to your sides, and we're back in mountain. I'd like us to do some heel lifts. Now, a few things. You may not go as high as I go. That's okay. I just want tries. And you may not be able to balance as well yet. I just want tries. So make sure you got your yogi toes going, hip distance apart, already here. And we're just gonna lift up, down, up, down. When I come down, I feel like I'm just straight in line. Up, down. Your feet carry stress, your ankles, everything carries stress. And so let's just work on, you just want to feel a up, down. We're not done yet, because I want to make sure that your legs are feeling some fire. Up, down, up, down. And we're going to end up going a little bit higher and holding. Up, hold for one moment, down for one moment. On your exhale, go up. Take one breath. Slowly come down. Are your legs feeling it yet? Make sure you have your yogi toes going. I am holding the wall. Your focus is making sure your bum isn't sticking out or you're leaning back. Trust your body and just let yourself relax. You're on the wall. The wall won't go anywhere. Shoulder height, so I have better control over everything. And I mean the palm of your hand. Your fingers are up a little higher, but the palm of your hand, please make sure you can lean into the wall. Lean into the wall. It's okay. So if I say go up and you're a little unsteady, hold yourself against the wall and gently push yourself into position. Even if it means kind of wiggling yourself like this, that is okay. And come down. Even if you can't do as many, that is okay. Because the try becomes a firm steady in your practice. Thank you for bearing with me on that. I'd like us to come down onto all fours. The way we're going to get there is let's do a nice forward fold. So bring your arms straight up. Remember, we're not pushing our tushy out, our bottom out. We are actually trying to stretch towards the wall. Come on down. Take a breath. This is forward fold. You want to make sure the feet, please make sure that your body, this is forward fold. You will feel your feet being activated. You'll feel the back of your legs. It is okay to have a bend in your knees. Have as much of a bend as you'd like. The only thing that I need you to do is if you have a deep bend, try to go a little bit closer to your knees. That will help elongate and stretch out your lower back. Come up for a beat, stretch straight back, pull your shoulders together, and go back down. Take another breath. We're gonna go ahead and walk it out to plank. Hold for one moment. I want you to bring yourself in alignment. I am not piped up, straight aligned with my back, my head, and I'm looking just past my drishti. My hands are underneath my shoulders and my legs are extending to the back wall. Take a breath. My yogi hands, yes. Just like you have yogi toes, your yogi hands, we're gonna get into it by the introduction of mudras. Go ahead and gently bring your knees down. Come to sit on your heels. Go ahead and we're going to take some neck rolls. So I'm going to face you. Tilting to the right. Go, make the moves exaggerated. All the way down. I'm hitting center. Going back around low with our shoulder. And we're gonna get ready to go back down. Pause here for 2 breaths. And your hands are just relaxing on your legs. Just relaxing. Come down to the middle. Make sure your shoulders are down. Pause for 2 breaths. You should be feeling this all along the back part of your neck. And let's go ahead and bring it on around. Trying to work through some kinks. Got the kinks going on. Pause here. You may be way further closer to your ear than I am. That's okay. And if you're not, you're like me. We're in this together. Gently take your left hand and bring your head upright. Sitting the same position if still comfortable. If not, please move out of the position, sit crisscross. I'm gonna go ahead and interlace my fingers, twist out. Keep the shoulders down as you slowly. Now you gotta focus on being slow and not bending your back and keeping your fingers interlaced. Yep, all of it. You could do it. I'm slowly bringing my arms fully up. I'm gonna sit for a moment. Let your chest fill up with all the air as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, slowly let your hands fall apart, down to your sides as you breathe out. I don't know who didn't feel that, but I felt that. We're gonna do some footwork, some stuff we haven't talked about. Yogi toes come with footwork, and right now what you see me doing is I'm getting into a variation of hero. I have my toes, all 10 toes are touching the mat. That is the point you want to get to. All toes down. Bring your arms up, around to your heels, your drishti. Bring it straight up. Neck open and breathe. Come on out, bring your arms around. Come down. Pity pat your feet. Pity pat your feet. No, for real, your feet need the counter pose. Give your feet the counter pose. I'm gonna go ahead and get into runner's lunge from being on all fours. One of the easiest ways to get into runner's lunge is I'm already down on the floor. I'm just gonna bring my foot around. I'm bringing forward my right foot and I'm gonna come up. I'm going to intentionally exaggerate. I'm gonna interlace my hands, put them above my knee, and I'm gonna intentionally let my hips fall very open. My back toes are down, they're active because they are all 5 are touching the ground. Kind of rolling my bottom part of my foot out. I'm very deep in this posture, allowing my knee to go past my toes. Just let your hips drop. Breathe. We're gonna counter that by doing half splits, come down. It's exactly how it sounds. Bring your foot that was pointed, now bring it up to face your face, flex your toes, breathe, and roll down. Stay here for 2, 3 breaths. Every time you fill up, raise up just a little bit and go back down as you exhale. Whew. Raise up just a little bit. Go all the way back down. Walk forward. Bring your right leg around. Immediately go to your left leg. We're gonna do the same exact thing. You can interlace your hands, put them right above your knee. Your back feet are flat. And you're gonna allow yourself to go very deep, deep as you can go at your comfort level. I don't have pressure on my hands. My hands are just helping me stay balanced and upright. Just breathe into the posture. and let yourself come up. You're gonna slowly come up. Look how slow. Because I want us to immediately put our hands down and adjust to be able to go into half splits. Make sure your feet, your toes are flexed and they're facing your face. Breathe in and extend, roll down. Breathe and roll down. Breathe and roll down. If those two postures do not work for you because of your knees, and this anyone can do, we're going to do figure 4, laying down pigeon. I want you to slowly roll down on your back. You're going to take your left leg, put it around just on top, flexing your toes. You're going to end up interlacing your hands behind your thigh. So watch me. I want to get ready. I'm going to lift up my legs. It is only my bottom half working and my core. I'm going to slowly lift up, interlace my hands right underneath my thigh. I am avoiding my knee joint. I'm going to gently pull in. You can pull in as far as comfortable or stay out. If that still bothers you in some capacity, you may have sciatica, lower back problems, please stay in this position and just put your hand outward like this on top of your thigh. Make sure your back is flat. Also a reminder, we want to make sure our chin is tucked just a little bit so we can have an extension in our neck, nice and comfortable. Let's switch feet and I'll go through the different modifications again. So we're gonna go ahead and this is my right foot. I'm bringing it right above my left knee. I'm going to interlace my hands behind my thigh. First, I'm gonna start to lift up. I'm not moving my top half. And I'm bringing my legs in towards me. Please make sure we're not going up like this. Nope. You'll hurt your lower back. Please keep everything from your lower back all the way up through shoulders, flush to the mat. Now, if we're not able to do that and we are only down here, that's okay. If down here, we just want to gently put our hand on top of our thigh. Make sure we're flexed, but we're not putting pressure. The focus is to stay off of the joints, but to allow your hip to open. And take a few breaths. Go ahead and come back out. Put your feet right next to each other, hip distance apart. We're gonna slowly come up into bridge. Hands. I am a person that cannot always get my hands to touch my feet. And I'm okay with that in this life. And I don't want any person to feel bad if they can't while they're trying to do this pose. My main concern is that your hips, your knees stay in a line with your hips and your knees are tracking forward together, because there are times when the knees are going to want to track wide and that's harmful to your hip joint. We're going to interlock, but for the first one, we're just going to go up. Slowly bring your pelvis up, and as you're bringing your pelvis up, go up vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep going up. You're going to feel your quads turn on, your thighs are turned on, your feet are turned on. Keep going up as far as you possibly can go. Take 2 breaths. Some of you might be shaky a little bit. That is okay. And come down. As you come down, I need you to tuck your pelvis and upward and come down vertebrae by vertebrae until you're all the way down. Take a breath. Okay, the more advanced version of this looks like this. We're still tracking our bottom half as we were before. It's our top half that is moving. Bring your hands down beside you. Start to wiggle your shoulders a little bit underneath of you. Slowly tilt your pelvis up. Go up vertebrae by vertebrae. Legs are on, glutes are on. You're going to interlace your hands behind you and wiggle, just like I did, your shoulders underneath you. The goal is to have your arms flush to the mat as they're interlaced. Take 2 breaths. To come out of the posture, please come out with all intentions, staying very focused. Slowly unlace your hands, bring them to the sides of you. Gently wiggle your shoulders out a little bit. As you are coming down, your pelvis is tilted upward and you're coming down vertebrae by vertebrae until you're fully down. Woo! We're flush to the mat. We're gonna go into full wind. And I hate to tell y'all, if your stomach by chance ever hurts, I'm gonna let my feet just kind of fall out, pointing out rather. If your tummy is having issues, getting on the floor, flat back, knees pressed against your stomach, rock back and forth. That really helps with air movement. That's all I'm gonna say. That really helps with, it works. It works. Let's rock back and forth a little bit more. A few more breaths. Let's do 3. Come back to center. We're gonna go into happy baby. As we transition to happy baby, I'm letting the bind or the interlacing of my hands go. I'm gonna go ahead at the same time, take my hands, go in between my knees. I'm grabbing the outer edges of my feet, yes, at the same time. Let's go ahead and get into the posture. I'm gonna wiggle a little bit, wiggle my toes. Your feet should be facing directly towards the ceiling. Your bottom, back, neck, everything is flush to the mat. Take 4 breaths. Oh yes, I said 4. Trust your body and just relax. It's a challenge. You can get through it because this will come to an end. Go ahead and slowly bring your feet together. Bring your knees, use your hands to bring your knees together. Put your feet back down on the mat. Let's take a moment just to relax. How about we just go into Shavasana? My Shavasana, I've been doing a lot of sitting and moving around with painting. So I'm going to have my knees together. My feet are mat distance apart. If you can get that far apart. If you can't, and they gotta be a smaller V, because that's more comfortable for you and you're not hyperextending through your hip flexors and you're not with your back curled up, that's okay. You're down, you're doing it. I'm loving it, you're doing it. Go ahead and let your hands fall open. Shoulders are nice and melted into the mat. Deep inhales and exhales. But the exhales, let them come from your mouth, not lion's breath. A deep exhale, a deep release of a sigh. And every time you do that, Let your body give into the floor more. The floor is stable. It's not going to go anywhere, I promise. Breathe in again. And let out. And one last time, breathe in. Breathe out. Gently bring yourself up to a seated posture. I'm going to do a rock and roll. It's where I rock and roll up and down the part of my spine. For those with spinal issues and sciatica, please skip this and just go into a seated posture. I'm going to move into a seated posture with you. I hope everyone feels nice and lovely. That was a great free flow. I actually love doing free flows. And it's great that I could incorporate some props with you guys. Thank you for coming to Sunny Sanctuary. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. Until next time, namaste. For my people who cannot get into that posture just yet, that's okay. Books or blocks, make sure they're firmly together, right? Lean on the wall. Anybody that was doing up, down, it is more than fine for you to lean against the wall. And I'll show you how in a minute. Shame on me for not showing you before. We'll be fine. This is a good modification. If you have smaller books and smaller books are more comfortable, use them. That's fine too. When you want to get off, I'd like you to continue to use the wall to just gently walk yourself off. Let me come around because I should have shown how to do up down with the wall. So I'm going to put my hand, before I go into up down, my hand on the wall. If not, a block, or if you have a pillow, whatever fits your comfort level. If neither of those work, please feel free to sit completely flat, crisscross applesauce. But until then, there's nothing wrong with this. Until then. Or doing 1 foot at a time. You could just be in flat foot. Let yourself come up some on all of your toes. Let the foot go. Go to the other foot. Do the same thing. That's a good way also to learn how to get in this position. I'm going to use a prop next. You can take your prop, put it on medium, okay? Needs to go right underneath your psoas. Your psoas is that bone where your tailbone and your bottom connect. That bone, your spine, I'm sorry, the bottom part of your spine, right around your tush. You're going to be, this is an easier way to have modified. You can use books. I want to make sure that wherever you're on, steady, stable, not moving. Very important. Make sure your legs are still tracking towards the front, and just go ahead and wiggle your shoulders. This is going to become important. Wiggle your shoulders underneath of you towards your back, like you're trying to bring your shoulders together. No, you can't really bring your shoulders together, but that's what it should feel like. And it feels like you're opening up your chest. Have your hands facing up towards the ceiling. Let's take 3 breaths here. You're on the block. Your feet are stable. You're not gonna fall. It's okay to be in the pose. Trust your body. That way you can relax and get used to being in these types of postures. Okay, I'm gonna lift myself up by my toes, come down gently. Move a little bit to the side. In full wind, you can have your hands like this on your shins. You can have it like this. If you cannot do your shins, you can have it like just like on top of your knees if you can't. If you could do your shins, you can bind your hands together like this, or try to come closer together by grabbing like this. I'm still learning, trying to get to my elbows. We're not there yet. Again, don't feel bad, I'm human too. You can do one side, just keep your foot down. You can do this if able. There's nothing wrong with this. If you can't get all the way down, I would like you to bring one foot up, interlace your hand behind your thigh, and just bring your thigh towards your armpit. It's a pretty good modification. So I'm going to do both at the same time.